Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today, as promised, Geeky Tuesday, and the whole week is going to be fat loss. So we're going to dive deeper into the science of fat loss, probably every single day of this week. But I try to do it more practical on other days, even though today is also going to be practical, because the first thing that changes your behavior and putting some things into practice, things that lead to achieving your goal, the first step is to change your thinking. So knowing more helps you to change that and understand why you want to change your thinking and your behavior. So today we are talking about a little bit more about the science of fat loss. Have you ever heard about those people, maybe you know those people who are obese, who have problems with their weight and who are always hungry? They're genuinely always hungry. And when they don't eat much, they tend to put on weight. When they eat more, they tend to either remain at that obese weight as they are, or they put on more weight. Do you know those people? Like, they seem to be eating exactly as you, and they're hungry and they're putting on weight all the time, fat specifically. And then you probably know also those people who, no matter what they eat, they just don't seem to be putting any fat, no matter what kind of junk they decide to eat. And that's just how different metabolism works. And some people say, it's all about calories. It's all about how much you eat, and that's gonna define your fat loss and weight loss. But then at the same time, those calorie people, they admit that there are people with different metabolism. Then if you're always on a low calorie diet, you can break your metabolism, quote unquote, and then you will not be as efficient at losing weight or losing fat, and you're probably gonna put on more weight if you start eating a little bit more. So the same calorie counting people that say that calories the king, they also admit that there are those, different metabolism that don't obey this rule, and that kind of breaks the whole rule. If calorie is not a calorie, and different metabolism, different bodies works on different rules, depending on that magical factor that defines what kind of metabolism you have, that just means that the whole calorie thing doesn't matter, doesn't work, because it doesn't matter what you eat at the end of the day. It matters what your body does with what you eat. So we talked about that previously, that two different people can be eating exactly the same diet, and one person can be obese and the other person can be muscly. And it's all about different metabolisms, that are defined by lifestyle, by health history, by activity levels, by so many factors. And I want to talk more about those factors that change our metabolism, that influence our metabolism, turning us into a fat burner, efficient and effective fat burner, or fat accumulator, if I can say so. All these factors, you can divide them into 3 levels. At least for me, I can divide them into 3 levels. Levels or factors that define how well you burn fat or how well you store fat. So first is inflammation. Inflammation also has levels. Inflammation can be in your brain. Your brain can be actually inflamed more than your body. And sometimes it takes more to remove that inflammation in your brain than it is to remove inflammation in your body. They're not exactly the same entities, because your body has different cleaning system, lymphatic system, and your brain has different cleaning system, lymphatic system, and metabolism of your body is not the same as the metabolism of your brain, meaning that your brain has to have, for example, 1/3 of glucose. It can work on 2/3 on ketone bodies. Your body can work without glucose at all. So every part of your body, even though it's the whole system, every part of your body is kind of separate, the same as your gut. Your gut can create different hormones. Your gut can influence how much happiness you feel in your brain through releasing different neurotransmitters and different hormones. But your gut can be inflamed also, and your gut is really good at spreading that inflammation to the rest of your body, to your body and to your brain. Inflammation, again, that did not originate in your body or in your brain, but in your gut. And until you fix that gut inflammation, your body, your whole body, your brain, not going to work well, and you're going to not release your weight. So inflammation got to be managed in your brain, in your body, and in your gut. Then insulin levels. Insulin is a hormone released by pancreas to help you control your blood glucose, but also to help you to maintain the availability and the flow of fuel, different kinds of energy in and out of cells. So insulin tells your cells to either use energy or store energy, and sometimes this whole metabolism, this whole mechanism can break down too. So level of insulin that you have on a regular basis really affect how much fat you carry on your body. That's why, for example, if your insulin metabolism doesn't really support high carbohydrate diet, and you don't have high metabolism to metabolize all those carbohydrates into fuel and to use this fuel efficiently and effectively because of your genetic predisposition to that kind of high carb metabolism, or because of your super active lifestyle, like for example, professional athletes, that they can stay super lean but eat a lot of carbohydrates, and whereas most of us eating the same amount of carbohydrates, we just plainly get fat and sick. So insulin levels matters a lot. And then your stress levels, and specifically your cortisol levels. Cortisol is another hormone released a lot, especially when you're under any kind of stress. It's also hormone that is released. Well, it's stress hormone, and it's used by the body to wake us up, to keep us going when we exercise and when we are under stress. But that cortisol that elevates your stress levels is important because it can break down your muscles. It also can help you to burn more fat for fuel, but only when it's acute stress, and when cortisol is released acutely, and sometimes not all the time. When cortisol and stress is in your body all the time, you get stress fat or visceral fat, especially around your internal organs, your belly fat, and that fat contributes to different diseases, inflammation in your body, and shorter life the most. So inflammation on the brain, on body and gut level, insulin levels, And guys, insulin levels, you can have different insulin levels in different parts of your body too. Like your muscles can be super insulin sensitive or insulin insensitive. Your cells in other parts of your body, in other tissues, can be insulin sensitive or insulin resistant. Even cells in your brain can be insulin resistant, and that is really a bad news. That's when you get Alzheimer's, dementia, when you don't remember things, and your whole existence going to be miserable when you have insulin resistance in your brain. So, and cortisol stress levels, in order to really manage your fat loss and be successful at forever and, permanent fat loss, weight loss, you got to manage all of that. And all of that also tells your body or defines how your body deals with different fuels that you absorb, how your body absorbs, digests, and assimilates and uses different sources of carbohydrates, of proteins and fats, different foods. So, for example, inflammation, right? Inflammation can be influenced and is influenced by sleep, the amount, the quality of sleep, by your diet, of course, how much food abusers, what I like to call them, or foods that cause your body harm, how much of that do you have in your body, and how much of good food that actually help your body to fight inflammation, to decrease inflammation, you have on your plate. Like, for example, sources of omega-3 fatty acids, right, that are proven to decrease inflammation. So different allergies to foods or sensitivities to foods that you as an individual might have because of your gut issues or because of your health histories. Remember also, guys, that all of these levels, inflammation, insulin levels, cortisol, stress levels, they're all connected through your hormones. When something changes, it influences the whole system, for better or worse. So again, if you don't fix on some level all of them, you'll never be able to reach that level where you can feel good, where you can have a lot of energy, be at good health, and have amazing fit and lean body. And when you can successfully adjust fat percentage as you want, whether that's six-pack or more muscles, more curves, I don't know, whatever that body ideal, healthy body ideal you have, you can have it, but you gotta work with all these levels. So inflammation, again, can be influenced by your sleep, by your diet, by your allergies and tolerances, by too many workouts, because workouts increase inflammation during that workout, and then hopefully you allow yourself to recover and bring that inflammation down, leaving your body more robust and more capable and fitter. Then insulin levels. Your diet, of course, influences that a lot, how much insulin is released, because if you're always consuming really, really little carbohydrates, at least at 90% of if you're a healthy human being, your insulin gonna be low. If you had problems in the first place, then that's a different story. Then you might have to, again, fix the inflammation levels, fix some gut issues, fix some stress levels. So diet, of course, and then stress. Cortisol, when you have a lot of stress hormones in your body, your insulin going to be elevated, your blood sugar going to be elevated, your blood sugar going to be all over the place, and insulin going to be all over the place. And you can put on or lose fat depending on how exactly this whole system interacts with each other. It's not surprise probably for you that some people, when they're stressed, they start eating less, or even if they eat more, they start losing weight, whereas a lot of people start putting on fat. More people put on weight and fat when under a lot of stress. But some people lose fat because of stress. So insulin levels, it's your diet, it's your stress levels, and your sleep. Insulin and blood glucose is going to be always elevated after a bad night of sleep. Sleep, when you get like 2 hours less sleep and you wake up and you're kind of stressed and overworked and not really full of energy, you're going to eat more, you're going to have higher glucose, higher insulin, you're going to put on more fat. So insulin levels, not just diet, but also sleep, also stress levels. And of course, your stress levels. It's not just meditation, mindfulness, and stress management. Stress can be caused by too many workouts. Stress can be caused, and I'm talking about chronic stress, not acute stress. Acute stress is good. Chronic stress is bad. Chronic stress is a stress that you never kind of get out of. You just always stressed, and that's where the problems start. So that could be influenced by your diet, by your sleep, by your gut. So if your gut is always inflamed, because you're eating some crap or because you're not addressing some nutrition sensitivity to some food that you're consuming all the time. If your gut is always inflamed, your body is going to be in the mild, that chronic or silent state of stress. And no matter how much you meditate, unless you fix it, the stress is not going to go away. So today, I want you to understand this fat loss, this weight loss, when it comes to our body, it's not some calorie burning machine. And again, you can break down that calorie theory with those people really fast, too. So calorie theory is just a theory that works for calorie burning machine. And it works pretty well for some animals, even though, people who are into, raising animals, they also know that some foods, not depending on calories, promote much more fat gain, like feeding cows or pigs grains and sugars and all sorts of diet that they're not supposed to be eating, hormones and different kinds of antibiotics. So they influence that system of biological life system in different ways to make animals even gain fat, and we humans no different. So it's a complex system, and it's not about calories. It's more about all this inflammation, insulin levels, your gut health, your cortisol and stress levels, your brain. We are even more complex system than animals. All of that interacts between each other and in our system through different neurotransmitters, different hormones, and it's like a music. And unless you start playing each instrument pretty well, doesn't have to be perfect, but it gotta be good, you will not get to the state where you are healthy, you're full of energy, and you can adjust your fat loss, your weight loss as you want. Starving is not an option. There is a dark side of that low-calorie diet besides all the starvation, besides all the hunger. Hunger, it subsides at some point. Like you stop being hungry usually. Unless you're in really starvation mode and really not eating anything. But there are like anorexic people who are never hungry till they like almost die underweight. So what I was trying to say is calorie counting and low-calorie diets have a very dark side. When your body doesn't get what it needs consistently every day, in terms of nutrients, in terms of energy, your body starts cutting corners. So your body does not replicate your DNA in each and every cell that well. Your body doesn't produce energy, that much energy for your internal organs. Your body doesn't produce that much energy for your brain. Your body lowers your temperature. Whenever you think about some venture or some great idea, your body will do everything and anything to influence your brain to make you not that positive about that opportunity. Why? Because your body senses that new opportunities lead to more energy production, more needs for energy, and your body, when you're starving yourself of nutrients and of energy, does not want to spend more energy and nutrients. It's trying to save, and that's going to affect every single aspect of your being, and that's going to affect the work of all of your internal organs, how easy and fast your immune system breaks down, how easy and fast you get sick, and how long it takes you to recover, and how you age, how fast you age, how your skin, your nails, your hair, your sex drive maintained. It's all energy, guys, and it's all nutrition. It's not just the energy, it's also the vital nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids or so many vitamins and minerals. A lot of them we haven't even discovered yet. We discovered vitamins only at the beginning of 20th century. Before that, we couldn't understand why we are dying when we are not getting some vitamin C from vegetables or oranges, or why people were dying during long trips on ships when they didn't have any vegetables or any vitamin C sources in their food. So we're only beginning to understand nutrition and our body, how it all interacts and works. But one thing I know for sure, guys, when your body starts saving because you're undernourished, because you don't have enough nutrients, vital for life and performance nutrients, but you don't have enough energy all the time, your body will cut corners, and it's not going to be good for you in any way. And a lot of ways you won't even notice until you have to deal with consequences either in your life or in your health, or most of the time both. So just think about it, guys. And we talked about all of this complexity of our body and nutrition. Why? Because I don't want you to fall prey to that notion that, or just count calories and you're going to be fine. You're not going to be fine, and in most cases you cannot wing it and create nutrition plan if you have no nutrition education and you have no nutrition knowledge, but your health and your performance are needed for you to get to the next level in your life, or to have the body that you want, or the physique that you want, or the level of energy that you want. Just find a coach, find someone to consult with, maybe me or someone else. Find someone to give you at least basic knowledge of what you need to do. Otherwise, you can suffer your whole life and never understand really what's wrong with you. That being said, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my free 10-day email course, Health Foundation series, then subscribe, and in 10 days at least you'll have the basic understanding, and most importantly, how to do that, how to implement that in your life. In that 10 days, you will learn that, and then also you'll be introduced to fat loss, in-depth fat loss course, and you can take that if you want, but subscribe, guys. It's a lot of value. I'm really proud of that. So, and thank you guys for tuning in. I hope I made you think about the right kind of things that's going to improve your life, your well-being, your energy levels, and the way you look. Thank you for tuning in. I really love you all, appreciate you all, and want to deliver as much value as possible to all of you. So give me, feedback from time to time. I love getting your emails and messages from all over the web and social media and everywhere. Makes my days, guys. And thank you. Until next time, eat better daily.